Hey guys, and welcome to Brighter Shores. This game was made by Andrew Gower, which is one of the OGs of old school RuneScape. So let's get started. Hopping into the game, I try to make my guy look like a pirate because the eye patch and pirates are cool, but I ended up looking like Han Solo became a ginger witcher. It then throws me into the game where I talk to Captain Jal DeGreen and I find out that I'm a new recruit for the city guard and need to address everyone as sir or ma'am. So naturally I say, okay Jal, I'll try to remember that. She facepalms me, asks me why I want to be a guard, and I say the only correct answer, I need money. She then tells me to go speak with Corporal Binns for my next task, so I head outside and continue to be a smartass by not calling him sir. He's offended and tells me I need to collect gear and talk to some people and then to report back to him. I start by going over to Andrew to ask for guard access so I can use magic within the town, and he finishes my sentence for me to pretend that he's smart. He then proceeds to touch me like Voldemort did to Harry, and then aura checks me. I then head over to this Sultar guy to learn a spell, and when I think I'm about to be violated again, he instead tells me to touch something hard and feel the magic inside it. I go over and activate this game's version of fast travel locations, which gives me a spell that lets me return here at any time. I'm sure I won't abuse this later on to avoid walking an extra 13 steps. I've returned to Sultar, who tells me to try out the teleport. So now I have to walk all the way back again. I ask if there's anything else he can teach me, and he gives me the ability of Common Sense, which when activated with a simple spacebar highlights things in the area that I can interact with. Next on the list is the Quartermaster, who will satiate my newfound love for learning spells by teaching me one that allows me to summon what I initially think is a bank, but is just an armor and weapon storage system. Still cool though. I then proceed to attempt at humor by asking if it takes 4 Quartermasters to make 1 master. He shuts me down, so I ask for a sword, and he says that I can return to Corporal Binns now. However, I have ADHD, so I get sidetracked looting these chests that continuously respawn for free money. As I'm about to leave, I find a random fish laying on the ground and yoink that before getting back on track with the quest. I'm presented with a cutscene of alarms going off and people jogging before I'm told that I need to talk to some more people. I piss him off again by calling him Binzy before I head over and talk to Delana, who was one of the people I'm supposed to rely on in combat to find out she lost her bow and now I have to find it. When did they let women join the military? 1948? Anyway, I head into the barracks to ask Jeremias if he saw her bow, and then he accuses me of calling him a thief before I tell him to go fight some goblins. I then approach Toblaine, who was right next to him, to relay the same message, but he's a scared little pussy, so I tell him to stop being wet, which I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to mean, but pussies do get wet, so it makes sense. He says I can't because being a pussy is his whole personality, so I threaten to narc on him, which persuades him to go. Instead of looking for Delana's bow, my ADHD figured now is a good time to steal more money before running outside, and then I look at my quest and realize I need to find her bow. So I go back into the barracks and find it behind her bed before returning it to her, and now that she's semi-useful, we report to Corporal Binns. Another cutscene takes place which shows Corporal Binns telling us if we were any slower, the goblins would have died of old age, to which the pussy replies, "Oh, if we could kill them that way, we could wait safely here until they keel over." Having lost all faith in my co-workers' abilities to defend the town, I reluctantly charge in to handle things myself, where we get our first look at the click and do damage fighting system that everyone loves about old school RuneScape. No spamming of abilities, just click and let Jesus take the wheel. After killing a couple of goblins, I get a short cutscene of a cowering pimp who asks me to talk with him. He proceeds to tell me he will give me money if I abandon my guard duties of defending our town to save his merch. And being the selfish pirate that I am, I don't even think twice, because why am I going to defend cowardly retards when I can chase that bag? After moving his drugs, the corporal's pet comes to let me know that I'm in trouble, so I return to an earful and he demands an explanation. But I'm no snitch, so I say that I was always here. Then he calls me a liar, and we find out that the woman we met when we first started the game is injured. So we're asked to get a potion. I agree, but don't call him sir, so he bitches once again. Inside the apothecary, the shopkeeper has forgotten to restock the ingredients needed to make the healing potion. Is there anyone competent in this town? So now I must go all the way to the beach to grab some kelp. Oh, only if it was that easy. I quickly find myself ambushed by more goblins on the bridge. So I quickly take them out, level up, get ambushed again, level up again, and finally get to the beach to grab some kelp. On the way back, my ADHD makes me lurk behind this tree, and once I arrive to hand over the kelp, he tells me to do it myself. So I go back into the apothecary, steal a bottle for my troubles, grind the kelp into cocaine, run outside to hand it to him, but he pulls a
But wait! There's more!
and tells me to finish it. So I run inside again, brew the coke into a potion, then run back out where I met with another cutscene. After she drinks the potion, I'm told to report back to good old Benzie, where I'm commended and then punished with push-ups. During this time, another squad returns, and this hypocritical asshole catcalls in an informal way, after constantly insisting that I call him sir. Turns out he's just a Twitch mod with a parasocial relationship and is quickly put in his place as a simp. She then flashes me, and I learn another spell that lets me run away from fights like the pussies that they apparently train here. I'm now set loose to train until I reach a total level of 60, which if you're not familiar with RuneScape, that just means that all my skills combined need to equal 60, so I could have 20 fighting, 10 fishing, 10 cooking, etc. I'm also now allowed to see other real players, so I input my birth date, but I forget this is an EU developed game, so I have to swap my month and day around. Then I turn off all this privacy stuff, which I find a bit weird, like why are people's chats and usernames not enabled by default? Anyway, I tried to start learning archery, but I need a guard level of 15, which is just a fancy name for the combat skill. So it's time for a bit of grinding, which I will find that there is a lot of as I continue playing. Thanks so much for watching. This game turned out better than I expected. It somehow hits that nostalgic RuneScape feel while being an entirely different type of game at the same time. I think Andrew Gower is doing a great job with the game so far. It was only released into alpha a couple of months ago, but it's completely free to download on Steam if you want to try it out. It is, however, a very grindy game, so reaching the requirements for some quests will take me a bit of time, but I will try to make updates as I can. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I upload, like or comment down below, and tell me your experience with the game. Until next time, stay awake, not woke.